So I recently did my first psychic reading, and I want to tell you all why therapy may not be enough for some people, and why some people don't need therapy, and how we need a lot more things in our toolbox besides a therapist office. I'm going to start this off real quick because I know some of you are going to be up in the comments. I am not advocating to have psychic work done and have tarot cards and therapy, although there are trainings I have found where if you are a therapist, you can bring tarot cards to your sessions. And I'm not going to get into how that works exactly because I really don't know myself. I'm sure there's ethics behind it. I'm sure there's some sort of evidence-based practice if you're going to actually do that kind of stuff in there, right? But I am going to say it as, I'm not going to get into that detail about it. What I will get into is my own interpersonal experience and just kind of what it recently taught me. So I think when people think of things like psychics, tarot readers, I think they think of like fortune telling for obvious reasons. And when I did this reading, that's just not what it felt like to me. It felt like I had to kind of sit and be for a minute, and really I had to just listen to someone else speak. Now, I'm not somebody who necessarily believes that, somebody knows all these things and these things are all going to happen or what have you, right? It was actually kind of the opposite. When they were doing the reading, I could see how the cards were connecting to my life, to my past, to my present, and where my future direction is going. But I highly suspect, for me anyway, that I could have found that in any of the cards being laid out. I don't know if that makes sense or not, right? It's kind of like, life is what you make it, so let's make it rock. Okay, I think a wise woman once said that, actually. But to me, it was kind of an opportunity for me to just kind of open my mind and just see, like, where is this thing going to take me in this moment, and where is my mind going to go? And I realized in that moment, while I'm not going to say I'm never going to go to therapy again, obviously I'm a therapist, I probably will go again at some point in my life, but I have realized, oh my gosh, I've hit a wall in therapy, and I think a big reason behind it is I'm doing way too much talking. I'm doing way too much talking, and I get that in therapy, that's what we train to do, especially in talk therapy, CBT, all that, right? We're trained to, let the client speak, and then we're here to listen. To me, I need someone to just talk and let me shut the fuck up and actually direct me to shut the fuck up, because I need my mind to just kind of think and gather, because the more I'm speaking, the more data I'm throwing out there, if that makes sense. And so me, as I was hearing my reading, I was like, okay, I can see how that could connect. I can see how that could connect. I see how that's possible. I know there's a direction I'm coming up on recently that I'm going to have to make a decision for or whatever, right? But it was kind of in that moment where I realized, not even realized because I already knew this, but it was kind of like a reaffirming, I guess, and a strengthening of not everybody needs therapy, but also we don't need therapy all the time. And therapy is definitely not the only thing or the best thing for us a lot of the time, right? And I'm really thinking back to that. And I remember when I was doing group support work before, at one point before therapy, and then I ended up going to therapy for it, which enhanced it quite a bit. But the groups were what were getting me going and enhancing my life throughout the day. The therapy was there to kind of maintain stuff, and then I've went to therapy before where it really enhanced my life and it was the main thing. And now I'm kind of in a stage now where I feel like therapy is not harming me, but it's definitely not causing me to level up and thrive. And so you're probably now thinking like, oh, sorry, you're saying you're just going to start doing tarot readings and all this stuff for therapy because that's not therapy and da-da-da-da, right? I'm not saying I'm going to do that at all, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I might book another reading, I might not. But the point is I realized in that moment, therapy is no longer helping me. Right now, anyway. It may in the future, it may be something that I need a break from because I've been doing a lot of it lately, just between expanding my business and doing a lot of family planning work and just all these different things I've been exploring. But I was just like, why is like everything just kind of staying still and not really going anywhere? And it's like, oh, because the more I'm talking about my challenges and my problems instead of just not overthinking them like I always tell you all, right? I'm realizing, oh, the more I'm speaking about the problems, the more it's just making me either anxious or feel locked in or run into like this loop. And I swear to God, with this reading, I sat down for 20 minutes and just watched her do these cards, not knowing what was going to happen, not going in with any expectations, not thinking that she was a sham. She was not a sham. When I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to let you do your thing. And I swear to God, that shit made a direction for me so damn clear that I have not felt in a long time. And so I just want to bring that up, especially for a lot of people who maybe are in therapy and they're struggling in therapy and they're like, why isn't therapy working for me right now? That could be one reason. It's that maybe your therapy or your therapist and you have timed out. Maybe just you and therapy have timed out for the time being and you need something different right now, whether that's psychiatry or medical or something holistic or, whatever. Something might just need to change, and it might have to change in terms of you not being in therapy right now or you taking an active break from therapy. I've done that before where I said I was going to take 6 to 9 months away from therapy, and then I came back and here we are, right? So I've got to that point where I'm like, okay, maybe I need an active break from therapy again, because I think that we ultimately need that to practice these skills independently and just discover more about ourselves. But let me know if you think of this video. Am I making sense? Am I just ranting? I don't know. Let me know what you think about this. And yeah, all right. Bye, guys.